Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for watching A Country Girl's Cooking with me, Rhonda. How's everybody doing in the YouTube world? I hope everybody's good. I finally got me some sleep last night, so I'm feeling a little bit better today. Yesterday was pretty rough, so I'm hoping today's gonna be better, y'all. I've got to finish cooking Pop's food for next week, and I'm gonna make, I think I'm gonna make some spaghetti for dinner. Randy hasn't had much of an appetite, and I haven't either, but I thought he could eat some spaghetti because he likes spaghetti pretty good. He does. And I had some frozen meatballs that I had made in one of my other videos. So I'm thawing those out. They big meatballs too, big meatballs. So I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, and be safe, be careful, and I'll see you in the kitchen, y'all. Hey. So I'm cooking Randy's daddy some potatoes, and I've got them boiling right here on a slow simmer. I'm gonna do spaghetti for dinner. And you know how I always say, don't rinse your mushrooms because it could affect the flavor or whatever. Well, I had to rinse these. I tried to wipe them off, and I couldn't get them clean. I had to rinse them. They were the dirtiest mushrooms I have ever seen. I'm not kidding, y'all. They were terrible. But I rinsed them and dried them. But I have never seen any so dirty in my life. I'm going to put my sauce together and put it in a crock pot, I think, and let it cook. That's what I think I'm gonna do, y'all. But I had to rinse them. Sure did. And I only do that unless it's, unless you really, really have to. Because I tried brushing them and wiping them, and it just wasn't, it wasn't working. So I've got some green pepper and some onions, and I'm going to cut up these mushrooms. And I've got some meatballs that I'm thawing out, and they're big meatballs. I may have to cut them in half. I think that's what I'm going to have to do because they're huge. And these are button mushrooms. I didn't want to scrub them too hard. Okay. Just a few more. Really like it looks of that one too much. Okay. Here's the rest of these big old meatballs. Look how big they are. I'm going to cook my vegetables first, and then I'll cook my ground beef. I'm going to send Pop some spaghetti too. Y'all, I got my brace on. It keeps sliding down. I have to keep pulling it up. Tell you. Alright, I'm going to put some salt and pepper on this. And I'm going to get some garlic out of the refrigerator. I didn't put my lid on my garlic tight enough, and it stunk up my refrigerator. And I was like, oh no. So I had to open, make sure it was closed this last time, because that stuff is potent. I mean, potent. And I keep it in plastic bags. I'm going to put about a big old teaspoonful. Make sure I put this lid on tight. Putting some garlic and onion powder on this. I'm going to use this old crock pot here. And I turned it on because I want to heat it up. Get it going. I think I'm going to do more of a bolognese than I am a sauce. comes Randy, y'all. You hungry?
Oh, it's just looking. Hey, y'all.
Now, a bolognese is it's like a meat sauce. It's thick versus you know, regular sauce for spaghetti. And they just about ready. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and put these vegetables in my crock pot. That's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Cause I gotta cook my ground beef. So I'm going to put my ground beef in this pan. If I can get it open. And this is 80-20 ground chuck. Get my thingamajigger here. I might do spaghetti bake. I like it better. Randy don't. But you know what? I always fix what he likes, right? And I'm going to send his daddy some. And it would be better to transport it as spaghetti bake than it would, you know, with the sauce and everything. It'd be good to just bake it all together. All right. Salt and pepper, y'all. So it's got right much grease in it, y'all. 80-20. Alrighty, I'll be back, y'all. Okay, I put my beef in there, y'all, and my mushrooms. And now I'm going to add my sauce. Okay. Y'all, I just used one jar, large jar of marinara, you know, like spaghetti sauce. I'm going to add probably a little bit more. I've got some in the refrigerator that's still good. I think I do. I must have used it. I must have used it. So I'm going to use a little bit of this and put the rest of it in the refrigerator for pizza. And this is just traditional pasta sauce is all that is. I do sometimes make it on my own, you know, with tomatoes and my herbs, but I think this is just as good. I really do. Okay. Now I'm going to let that cook. And that's going to be the sauce for our spaghetti. And I'll put the meatballs in there in a little while. I don't want them to, you know, be in there too long because they will break up. I am going to add just a little bit of sugar to break up some of that acidity. Just a little bit. That's about a half a teaspoon thing there. I gotta wash my dishes, y'all. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna let this cook. That's good. Let all them flavors get married. And it'll be really good when it's time to cook the noodles. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, while my spaghetti sauce is doing its thing over here in the crock pot, I'm gonna make some yeasted breadsticks. And it's an easy recipe, y'all, okay? It's really easy. What you need to begin with is 2.5 cups of warm water. You don't want it too hot, no more than 110 degrees, okay? Then you're going to add 1 packet of active dry yeast. If you don't have active dry yeast, use whatever yeast you have. It'll be fine. To this water, we got to give this yeast something to munch on. So what we're going to do is add 2 tablespoons. That's right, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. If you don't want to use sugar, you can use honey. They want something sweet. They like it, okay? And that's all the sugar we got to have a little sugar for the rolls. You got to have a little bit for the breadsticks. So if this doesn't foam up shortly, then something's wrong. Then the yeast is not going to they're not alive. I don't care what anybody says. If they don't wake up after about 15-20 minutes, I doubt they're going to wake up. So with that being said, and if sometimes you may have to add a little more like warmer water. If your water has gotten cold, if you add a little bit warm more listen at me. If you add a little more warm water, then that will help. But I can see it starting to, I see some bubbles starting. So it takes a couple of minutes for that active dry yeast to wake up, okay? Now I've got some bread flour. You don't have to use bread flour. Did I already say that? If I did, I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry. Bread flour has more protein. It gives it a better chew. If you don't have bread flour, use all-purpose flour. That's fine. I would not recommend using self-rising. I don't know how that would work because it's got all those other leavening agents in it, and I just don't know. Leavening agents, y'all. Leavening. I tell you. But anyway, this bread flour is what I'm going to use. I got me a big old bowl here, and I'm probably going to do my mixing, and then in a little while, I'm going to stick it in my big stand mixer and knead it. Okay? Let me get a measuring cup or two. And there's not a lot of ingredients for this. I mean, really. We've got 1 1/2 cups of warm water. You need 1 tablespoon of instant yeast or whatever you have. 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I put it in here. And see, it's starting to get foamy. See? So it's waking up. It's eating. Okay? And then we need 1 teaspoon of salt and 3 to 4 cups of flour. Okay? And then for the topping for your breadsticks, we're going to need 3 tablespoons of butter melted. And then either some dried herbs, garlic salt, grated Parmesan, whatever you like on your breadsticks. It's what you prepare, whatever you like. Okay? So we're going to have 3 to 4 cups of flour. What I'm going to do is start off with 3 cups and see how that works out. Okay, that's 1. 2. And yeah, I'm using a 1/2 cup and a cup, but I just want to make sure I get it as close to, as I can. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 1/2. So that way, we got a 1/2 cup we can play with. Because, like I said, flour does different on different days. We know that. We know that. All right, I'm going to get my little dough, whatchamacallit here. If you want to sift it, you can. It's totally up to you. I just stir it around a lot, and I think that's just as good. Just get any lumps that's in it out. And if you have a spurtle, you can use that. I've seen them do this. Spurtles are these little wooden spoons. You can get those, I think, at Amazon. And I've seen them take it and just go through the little holes like that. And just, let it fall through the holes like that. And that actually does a lot, see? It makes it a lot finer. If you didn't want to get out your sifter, this is perfectly fine. See how it does? It really does something. I bought a whole set of these spurtles. Mad hungry. But anyway, they were pretty popular when I bought them. I've used them right much. Okay, now we got to put in some salt. So we're going to put our salt in here, okay? And that's 1 teaspoon. All right. And what I like to do, since it's going to be garlic, I'm going to do this, y'all. I'm going to add, because I like it. You don't have to, but I'm going to. And my phone is a little crooked. All right. I'm going to add, I hadn't opened that one yet. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to add one. All right, that's 1 teaspoon of onion powder. That was a half a teaspoon that I used. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. You don't have to, but I think it gives it some oomph, you know. And I'm going to do some pepper. You don't have to do pepper either, y'all. But why not? Stir it up. And it gives your dough some extra flavor. You can add your herbs into this if you want to. You could put some dry herbs in here and bake along with it. It would not hurt it one daggone bit. Just don't put too much because it could enhance the rising. Not enhance it. It could keep it from rising is what I'm trying to say, y'all. So I'm mixing all that up. Okay. Now I'm going to put my water in. Okay. And my yeast mixture. And it smells so good. Okay. Now let me get one of these little flat spoons. And I'm going to get all that yeast out of there, y'all. Try to get it out. You don't want to waste that. You want to get it all out. Okay. Then I'm going to add about a teaspoon or so of some olive oil. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. For some moisture and flavor. And sometimes you may have to add a little more extra water. You just don't never know with flour. And I think this is going to be fine. Making breadsticks. Talking to Randy, y'all. So that was 3 cups, 3.5 cups, and that was the perfect amount, y'all. The right amount. Get it off of my dough hook here. Alrighty. Put that in some water so it'll be easier to clean. Okay. Let me get my water up here. I spilled. Okay. gonna sign it now?
No. Just gonna put it back there so I won't forget.
All right. Now I'm going to put a little bench flour out. And you don't want to use a lot of flour, just enough to keep it from, you know, sticking all over the place. Put a little flour on your hands. And then just knead it. Slide some of that over. I don't want all that. Okay. Knead it until it's, you know, smooth. And if I have to, I will get out my stand mixer and finish it off. We're just gonna see how it goes. But you gotta form that gluten. And it's gonna be sticky. Just work with it, you know. It smells really good with the garlic and the onion in it. You smell the yeast. And I'm not sure how many raw breadsticks this is gonna make. We will figure that out when we get to making them, because I haven't made them in a while. If there's any fathers that are watching, happy Father's Day tomorrow, y'all. Wish they would quit doing that. I didn't wet it underneath, and I should have. It helps it stick better. Okay. All right, here we go. And we're just gonna keep kneading it, y'all, for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. And I'm gonna get this done and I will be back. So it's starting to be a little less sticky. And when, you know, you don't have to use so much, or try not to use a lot of flour. I mean, you gotta use some, but just don't, you know, go over extreme with it. You want it to be some sticky because, you know, therefore you know you got some, I don't don't know what's wrong with this. I think I need to wash this thing. I usually just wipe it off really good and sanitize it, but I think it might have some maybe it's got some flour on the back of it, but it's not sticking like it normally does. So I'm gonna put it in the sink and wash it really good, because I usually wipe it off really good with soapy hot water, and then I'll dry it, and then I'll lay it on the back of my chair for a little while, you know, to make sure it's good and dry. You know, on a clean dish towel. But it usually don't peel up like that. So I'm thinking it's something. Okay, y'all, I think that's good. It's been about 8 minutes. And see, it's still sticky, but you know, that's okay. See how it goes back to, you know, how you see how it's moving back. See, that means it's got some elasticity to it. So you've developed some gluten. Julia Child used to do this, y'all. She would take and go and throw it like it. That's what she would do. I just loved her. Alrighty. I think that's good, y'all. See, it's coming back. See? So I'm going to consider this pretty well kneaded. That's what I should have done to my pizza the other day, and I didn't. And then I'm going to do this and kind of smooth it out. I'm going to make some pita bread one day. It's not hard, but it is so delicious. Fresh pita bread. Oh, y'all. And just pinch your bottom. When you do that, you're creating some like little air in there, and you're pinching it together down at the bottom, see? And you're pulling it down and pinching it, pulling it down and pinching it, and you just pinch it like that. You can bake that and have after it's been an hour and it's risen. You could bake that, it'd be good. All right, let me wash my hands, y'all. Since this bowl is not so dirty, I mean, if it was really bad, I would say put it in a clean bowl, but, you know, it's not full of dough, so it'll be fine. Okay. I'm going to take some olive oil and just put a little bit in there. And I'm going to take this dough, and I'm going to take it and just swirl it around like that, so that way it won't get dry. And we're going to let it sit like that for about an hour, or ever how long you want it to sit, but until it doubles in size. Now that recipe I'm using said you could go ahead and form your breadsticks, but I'm not going to do that yet. I want to wait till it's gotten bigger, you know. And then I'll put it out on the pan and let it rise some more. That's why if you want to make something like this, try to get it started earlier. You know, at least a couple of 3 hours before your dinner. And but it's easy. Y'all do it. Don't let it intimidate you, because I mean, I muck up, I mess up, y'all. Like the pizza the other day, I didn't eat it enough. But guess what? It tasted great. I just didn't eat it properly because I wasn't feeling good and I just didn't do it. So here we go. I'm gonna cover this with a clean towel and just leave it alone. Just go do something else and it will do its own thing. So I've got a towel here and I'm just gonna lay it over the bowl. And if you want it to do it fast, like you want it to rise faster, put it in your oven with the light on, or you could stick it out like on my back porch. I could probably sit it out there because it's so warm it wouldn't take long at all. But I'd be afraid to because of all the fruit flies that's flying around outside right now, you know. So a lot of them things are out everywhere, gnats everywhere. So I was going to order me a new light from my oven, you know, my oven light. Well, they were like 20 bucks. And I thought, that's just crazy. I went to Dollar General and I was looking around and they had the oven lights, the name brand oven lights, just like I needed, $4. $4. I got one, popped it in there, and it's fine. Look at that. $4 versus $22. That's just ridiculous, y'all. Ridiculous. And it was the same brand. Same brand. I don't get it. So I put my bowl in here. That's what I meant to tell you. With the oven off, just the light on. And I'm gonna leave the door cracked a little bit so it won't get too hot. And that'll work perfect. Let's see what my sauce is doing, y'all. It's looking good. This is a pretty good old crock pot, I'm telling you. You know, this one is pretty old because look at the front of it. I even painted some of it down at the bottom because it was starting to rust like. Oh, man. I like to keep my crock pots looking pretty good, you know. Try to keep them clean. All right. I'm going to set this right here. Yeah. That ain't going to fit, y'all. Guess I'm going to have to get out this. Alright. I'll sit that right there and let it cook some more. I'm going to clean this mess up right here, y'all. And I'm going to wash this mat because I'm thinking that it's probably got some flour on the back of it and that's why it's not sticking. Hey, so it's been about an hour and it has really risen. Look at here. Look at there, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll it out and put it on a pan here. Okay. So I've got it out of the bowl. I'm just gonna take a little flour and put it on the top here. And Put a little bit of flour on my pan. I think what I'm gonna do is cut some of it, cut it in half first. Work half at a time. Okay. Feels really soft and feels pretty good, y'all. This is the way my pizza dough should have been when I made it the other day, because I didn't knead it enough. I won't do that again. All right, I'm gonna roll it out. You roll it about, I don't know, half an inch or so, quarter of an inch, because it's gonna rise some more, y'all. Depends on how thick you want them, because it's gonna double in size again. Okay, I think I'll do it this way and just ceiling fan's trying to blow my paper away. There we go. And I don't know if I want to twist them or not, y'all. I don't think I do. And you pull on it a little bit, you know. Stretch it out some. You can do like that if you want to. Twist it, whatever you want to do. But I don't think I want to twist mine. Just pull it out a little bit. Okay. I'll probably have to use 2 pans. Have some different size there. That's okay. They don't have to look just alike. And you can make them skinnier, bigger, whatever you like. I'm gonna let them rise and see if I need to cut them down any. It smells good. This would make a really good pizza dough too. And when you roll it out, if it wants to stretch back, just let it rest a little bit. You know, it'll work. different sizes. And I may wind up twisting them. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I need to get another pan. Get some parchment paper. We're just gonna lay these out here and let them rise. Just a short one over here. Long one over here. Gonna be some long breadsticks. Okay. Alrighty. And that's it. We're gonna let these rise, and we'll determine what we're gonna do with them after that. If we're gonna keep them that size or what. So I'm gonna cover these up and let them rise. These are probably gonna be a little thinner. I wanted to see, you know, kind of experiment and see what size we like the best. They look like they're rising already. So, and they don't have to be perfect. It's homemade. I had to get me a shower because you know what? It looks like we're gonna have a storm. A storm. So look at my breadsticks, y'all. Let me lower you down here. Look at there, y'all. Don't they look nice? And then I got these. They're gonna be the skinny ones. I wanted different sizes, you know. And then we got these. And they're gonna be delicious. Because I'm gonna melt some butter after I bake them. And I'm gonna baste them in some butter and some garlic. Because there's already garlic inside it. And then I'm going to put butter after they're done. So I put the meatballs, y'all, in my sauce. And it's been going about all day, y'all, since this morning. But I just put the meatballs in about an hour ago. So doesn't that look yummy? Some big meatballs too, look at there. if you want the recipe to those meatballs, just watch the watch my video on my meatball subs. The big meatballs with the little bitty, small sub rolls. Okay, I'm gonna get me some water going here, and I'm gonna start cooking my noodles, and I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350, and we're gonna get these breadsticks in the oven. Now I melted about a stick of butter, almost a stick of butter, and I put some olive oil in there too after I melted it. And I'm gonna put probably about, let me get my garlic. It's over here, my garlic powder. I'm gonna put probably about, I don't know, probably about a teaspoon and a half of garlic in here. And I'm just gonna stir that up. And I put the olive oil in there because I like it. I like that new olive oil I got. And that's what we're gonna baste them with. I think the recipe calls for you to put some of this on here before you bake it, so I think I will. So I'm just gonna take some of this butter and have to do it easy so you won't deflate your breadsticks, y'all. And just put a little bit on it. Oh, they smell so good. Here's some skinny ones. I might sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on some of this. Okay. It smells so wonderful, y'all. I'll get my palm out. Find my finger jigger. Okay. Get my microplane out and just put a little parm on it. Alrighty. And maybe a little bit on this one. Because we got right many over there without. Okay. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Alrighty. I'm waiting for my water to boil, y'all. And you know what? I thought I had my oven on, but I didn't. I am hungry. I have not eaten today. Have not. I wanted to do spaghetti bake for me and him, and he said he doesn't like spaghetti bake. I don't know. Okay, so I'm waiting for the oven to preheat. Y'all make these breadsticks. It's so easy, and it'll usually rise. This recipe, it'll, you know, if you need them within like an hour and a half, I think it would work out just fine. So I've got my water here, and that's salt. And well, I thought it was salt. It's gonna be coming to a boil. It's already hot, but it's gonna be coming to a boil soon. And I put some olive oil in it, and I'm using thin spaghetti, and it'll be ready here in just a minute, y'all. And that's still looking beautiful. That's gonna be so good too. I tasted that. It is good. I usually don't cook it like that all day, but I thought it would be good like that. That's not the proper lid for it either. I don't know what happened to the original lid for that. It's old. Probably older than me, and that's old. So it's a coming, and I'm gonna get these noodles cooked, and we getting ready to eat some supper. Okay, y'all? I'll be back. Sometime when you're doing a yeasted bread or dough, if you put it in the oven before it preheats, just be careful, but a lot of times that will help cause it, or help it to rise more too. All right, these noodles are it's the thin spaghetti, and it's supposed to cook 8 to 9 minutes. And you want to stir it around so they won't stick. And I broke them in half to fit the pot. And like I said, I put some olive oil in it. That helps with the sticking also, I think. And don't forget your salt. And look at here. They looking really good. I'm excited about those. I'm excited. Alrighty. If you make these, preheat your oven to 375, not 350. Okay? Here are the thin ones. Look at here. Mmm. Oh, they're so good. Mmm. These are the thin ones. Mmm. All right, y'all, look at here. He didn't want but one meatball right now. And I drained that spaghetti. And it always winds up having a little bit of water in it. Look at here. And they are so good. Ta-da. Beautiful. Hold on a minute. I doubt I'll eat all this spaghetti, y'all. I like cheddar on mine and Parmesan. Look at these breadsticks. What do you think?
I'm about to eat all of mine, so.
How's the breadsticks?
Oh, they're good. They're real good.
They are. are really good. I've got some more in the oven. Look at there, peekaboo. They should be ready soon. But I hope that y'all try these recipes. I'm sure y'all have a great recipe for spaghetti. But y'all try these breadsticks. They are awesome. And it doesn't take long. And I'm going to go eat. I hope all you dads have a wonderful Father's Day. Okay? And thank you for watching A Country Girl's Cooking. And please subscribe if you haven't. And share and hit that like button. And I'll see you guys later. He's ready. He likes spaghetti. Bye, y'all.